G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thank you for joining me. Today we're going to take a look at the XUbuntu 1710, XUbuntu, or XUbuntu as it's very well known. So we're going to take a look at tweaking a few things here on the XFCE Desktop. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is install Synaptic Package Manager, because it doesn't come with Synaptic out of the box. If we do a search for Synaptic, it's definitely not there. So let's install Synaptic, because that can be, it's one of the best little package managers in Linux. So sudo apt install Synaptic. Put in your password. And Synaptic Package Manager really doesn't take long to install, and that was pretty quick, and this is Aussie internet, so it is pretty quick to install. So let's have a look at Synaptic. Now what we want to do is we want to have a look at installing. The first thing we want to do is install XFCE 4-goodies, I think it is. Let's have a look. Just got to remember what it's called. XFCE 4-goodies. So there's a lot more. And what the goodies are, if you right click your panel and go to add panels, you've got all these plugins. And you can add all these to the panel. So Whisker Menus are plugins, so that's already on there, Whisker Menu. And your Windows buttons, which are these things here. So they're all plugins. So what this does is this installs extra plugins that you can use, and it will give you extra features or extra plugins within this menu here. So let's go ahead and install that. And you can see all the names of the plugins there. Let's mark that and apply. To be installed and unchanged. Apply. They're only plugins, so they don't take long to install. So one of the plugins I'm really interested in looking at is one of the clock ones. But before we do that, let's search for a theme. There are, actually, sorry, if we search theme, put in the word theme and search, and it should come up with a few themes. Now the Ark theme is the one I want to install, because that's quite a nice theme, so I'll apply that. So the Ark theme will be installed to the system part of the computer, which is in your file system, user, share, and just type themes, and that'll find the folder instead of taking forever to look for it. And you'll find that the Ark is in there. So let's just open that up. Now it's got GTK2, GTK3, name shell, so it covers most of them. The XFWM4 is what comes up along the bar here. So your top title bar is the XFWM4. That's all it changes. And the Metacity is on the GNOME or the Mate desktop. That changes that as well, but in the different desktop environment. So that's, and the GTK2 and 3 will be all your buttons and windows and all that colour within the window. So now that we've got that theme installed, first of all we'll look at, well actually let's continue with themes. go to the internet. Now Firefox I'll put into favorites, add to favorites. So when you click on this, it's directly into favorites. So I'll have a look at File Manager, in my documents. We're going to have a look at 3 clicks highlights that whole line. So if you click 3 times, 1, 2, 3, that highlights that whole line. Saves trying to paste and go. Saves trying to highlight it with a mouse and mucking around. So I've installed the Ant theme. Now I don't know how this is going to go because this is in gnomelook.org, GTK3 theme. Now I think it supports more GTK2 themes, but normally there's an XFCE look, so if we go to that as well, XFCE look, copy that, paste and go. Now this is the Chrome window title bar. I've downloaded this one as well. And they have GTK2 themes here as well. So as you see, this Chrome window title bar is XFCE XFWM4, which is just a title bar. So that's what I'm talking about. So I've downloaded the Ant themes, and I'm going to see how I go with the GTK3 theme on here. So just so you know, you click on Files, click on this one here, and click on Save File, and that'll download to your Downloads folder, unless you've got your downloads set differently within Firefox or Chrome. And the same with any other theme that you do. You just find that Files button, click on that, and then click on the tar.gz file or 7-zip or whatever it may be. So let's have a look at my home folder. That's View, go to Show Hidden, and I've got in my Downloads folder, I've downloaded all the 3 of the Ant. So if I hold down Shift, that'll highlight the next, all the ones in between the first and the last. Right click, copy that. I'm only going to copy. I don't want to cut because I don't want to lose the originals. I need to make up a, dot themes is here, so I've got a dot themes folder. If it's not there, you just make your own, just type it exactly the same, and the same with icons. Paste that there, highlight them all, right click, extract here. That's our Ant themes. Now I've also got the Chrome variant, which is the name of that one is for the, let's copy that. That is for the Chrome title bar. Paste that, extract here. So I'm going to try a few different themes. And this one is Papirus Dark with the Breeze actions. So that's got the Breeze folder icons, which is quite nice, with the Papirus icons as well. So let's copy that as well and put that into dot icons, paste, and extract here. Okay, so let's go to our settings manager. Now, I did notice in XFCE, under settings, you've got settings editor, but there's no settings manager unless you type it. There's your settings manager there. But if you want to find it, it's under all and then settings manager. It doesn't show up under any of these main, any of these ones on the side here. So settings manager, let's right click and add that to favorites. So it doesn't show under any of these main menus on the right hand side, and I'm not sure why that is. So let's go to settings manager. We'll open up a home folder. go to Appearance. Now I'm not sure if they're going to work because they're not highlighted with the colours there, but we'll check it out anyway. So Ant Theme, Ant Bloody and Ant Dracula. So these come up quite nice in the GNOME desktop. Doesn't look too bad here. This is our main focus, so that's white, that's darker, so that's okay. Not too bad, not that my eye is real good for these sorts of things. Now we've got Ark Dark, which looks probably a bit better than that, better than the Ant one I think. So I go with the Ark Dark, go to Icons, and we shall choose Papirus with the Dark Breeze Actions. Now we've got the Papirus folders, as you can see. Now if we go back to All Settings and we go to Window Manager. Now some of these also are not only the themes, but some of them may show up under your Window Manager, which is the XFWM4 if they have that folder in the themes icon set or the theme set. So we've got the Ark Dark, Ark Darker, but I downloaded the Chrome one, which is not showing. So why is that? Let's go and have a look. Under Themes, so I've extracted that, but there's subfolders there. Okay, so there they are there. So that's copy that and paste back into .themes. So they're under a subfolder. So let's close this because we need to open it back up for it to recognize those. Settings Manager, go to Window Manager, and there's our Chrome variant, dark, light. You can see a slight change there, dark, light. I'll go for the dark. And that has big buttons. Now you may not like this. I like big buttons because it just makes it easier for me to see, and it gives me a bit more accuracy in hitting those buttons with the mouse. So I'm going to go with that theme for now. Looks quite good. Now just to top off our themes, we're going to do some wallpapers. So I've downloaded some wallpapers in my Pictures folder. I'm going to cut all those and go back to my home folder. I'm going to do what I normally do in my videos, is make a .wallpaper folder because I like to keep these things out of the way. Just make it my own little secret place for all my pictures. So I don't know why I'm not getting a, actually we're going to have to edit and preferences as we go and show thumbnails always. I think that's why they're not showing. Try that again. Yep, there we go. Alright. Now this one here I haven't extracted yet, so extract here. Now let's extract that. Let's extract both PNG, cut that, paste. Now we can right click these and set as wallpaper and job's done. Now don't know if they will be showing up and if they save in here. It looks like they are. So actually it's picked up the .wallpaper folder after I've checked the after I've added set as wallpaper. It's actually by default set the folder wallpaper. So if you're looking for your default wallpaper to put it back, it is in, I just got to remember where that is. It'll be in the file system. It'll be under user share. Possibly, I don't think it's backgrounds in this one. XFCE, no. So it may be under XF, something right down the bottom under XF. Wallpapers, no. XFCE, backdrops, and there's all your paper. So it's user share XFCE4 backdrops. So if you was to go to desktop settings, wallpaper, go to file system, other, so we go to other, go to user share XFCE4 and backdrops, open, and then you've got your default wallpapers back again. So that's how you do that. So if we go to our home folder again, now this wallpaper is done by Carl Schneider. I'll leave a link to his website on DeviantArt. He does a lot of really good work for different wallpapers for different operating systems, and they're really nice. He's got the dark one as well, so I'll set that as wallpaper. So that's the dark one for XFCE. And then we've got these ones here, set as wallpaper. That's called the ant, noisy ant, the noisy spider, and they're done by Charlie Henson. They're quite nice as well. Charlie does some great work, and I'm going to leave a link to Charlie's work as well, because his pictures are just absolutely stunning. For those people in the northern hemisphere, winter, which is coming up for you guys, I'm glad it's finished. I'm over it. So we'll leave, actually I quite like this one here for now, so we'll leave it at that. Nice dark one. So now what we're going to do is panel preferences. I'm going to unlock the panel. I'm going to move it to the bottom, and then I'm going to lock it again so it's in place. So I like my menu on the bottom. It's a bit of a traditional layout. Now, actually what I'm going to do now is panel preferences. Click the plus button to add a new panel. You get a new panel there. I'm going to roughly put it in the center. So let's see if we can work out where center is. If we go half and another one and go half, just make sure that's half. And then we can use the divide between those two. Although I think it locks itself to the center anyway now. That's okay. That's good. Nice. So what I'm going to do there is, let's close that. Add new items. Now there's a clock called DateTime. That's part of one of the new plugins. Let's add that. Now this DateTime, if you right click on that and go to properties, you can make some adjustments. Now the calendar, I quite like this calendar because this calendar here looks a bit more modern than the other one, so I quite like that. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to do date only, and then under the date we're going to go custom. Now under custom you've got the date and time and all that. Now mine will be the other way around, so mine's D, M and capital Y, so it's D, M and capital Y. So 2030, 11, 17, that's the way I like to see the date over in Australia anyway. So for you other guys it'll be right. Now for the time, if you go to custom time, you've got these ones here. Now if we copy that, put a space, paste it, doesn't matter whether we put that back or not, and close that. Now we've got the time. So we've got a date and we have the time and the calendar. So let's go to properties again. So what we want to do is I want to up the size of the font. Say go to 14, select, and I might make it bold. Where are we? So let's make it bold font. Select. Sorry. That doesn't look right, does it? Bold. It's not really bold though, is it? Must be the one I selected. Oh, I want Arial. Where's Arial? No Arial? So we'll just Deja Vu. That looks nice. So let's go with that one. So now we have our calendar with our time, and if we go to properties again, let's have a look here. So yep, we need to go to panel preferences and let's adjust the size of the panel. Nice. Now if we close that, now the panel preferences, sorry I closed it a bit too early. If we go to automatically hide, we want intelligently, and then it'll hide when the window goes on. Not that window, because that's the window that we're messing with. Oh, it's not going to work because we're still customizing, so that's okay. So intelligently hide. So that looks okay for now, and we're also going to go to add new items, and we're going to add our weather update. Add that. Close. Please select location in the plugin settings, properties. That's definitely not mine. Let's go to Perth, find Perth, Western Australia, that'll do. Units, Celsius, yep, kilometres, millimetres, metres. And there you have your weather and your date and time up the top. So if we go full screen, there we go, it's hidden. We can have a look at that if we need to, no problem. So now let's add, don't know what that was all about. Let's go to panel preferences again, and we add ourselves another panel. Just stick that anywhere, it doesn't matter. So this will be, what have we got? There's 1, 0, 1 and 2. So this will be our number 2 panel. This is going to be a desk bar. Appearance, desk bar, we want to intelligently hide that as well. And the other thing it does do is automatically increases the length. So if you keep adding stuff onto it, it'll increase the length. Now let's just close that one for a minute. Let's go back to the preferences on this one up here. Well, actually you can just select the preferences here. If you're not sure which panel it is, it's better off just to select that panel and right click. So we've got the length. I think there's a, I thought you could hide the little bars on the side, but maybe you can't. I'm sure you can. Not sure where that is. Lock the panel. Okay, lock the panel and those bars are gone. Well, there you go. That's because those bars are there to move the panel around. So let's right click and go to panel preferences, desk bar, items. We can add items from here. We can add launchers, add, or application menus, close. We can remove, I'm going to remove that, I didn't want that one. So the launcher, we go to properties, edit, add a new empty item. Now in this case you've got to put the command, so let's close that for now. Let's remove that. Remove. So what we can do, if we want things on the panel, we go to a menu and we right click and we go add to panel, and that was panel number 2. Add, and then we can just keep adding what we wish. Add to panel number 2, add, and just continue the same thing. Add to panel, panel 2, add. LibreOffice Calc, add to panel number 2, add, and so on and so forth. So if I go to settings and we go to appearance, let's add that to the panel. And as you can see, our panel's getting bigger and bigger. Now on the bottom panel we can go to panel preferences. That's panel 0. We go to items. Now on the window buttons, which is these things here, selecting your different windows, if we go to window buttons and click on the edit the currently selected item, you can choose to not show window buttons, which makes them look like just an icon, like so, or you can make them look like flat buttons, make them show flat buttons or not show flat buttons, show a handle or don't show the handle, which is on the edge here. So if we go show button labels, that gives us a lot more room on the panel. Let's go to preferences again. Let's go to appearance, display, and that's up the size of that. A bit too big. About there is not too bad. So now you've just got icons if you like icons, or if you don't like icons because you can't recognize them, then we just change that back under the items, window buttons, edit, and just click that again, and you've got your big Windows buttons with the labels on it. With the Whisker menu, I like to have these items here down the bottom next to the search. So if I right click and go to properties, you can go to behavior and position commands next to search entry, and there they are there. So that's handy. You can change these around as well. Position categories next to panel button, which are now here, but I like to have access quickly to my favourites straight off, so that just swaps them around. And you can switch the categories by hovering. So when you hover, it changes categories, and if you switch that off, you've got to actually click it to go to the category. So it's because sometimes when you're moving around, you accidentally scroll over these and changes and you lose what you're looking for. So that's quite handy to have. Now let's close some of these buttons. I've got so many windows open here. Okay, that's probably another thing we can put down here with add items, go down to show desktop, add, move that. Little red line tells you where you're moving it to, and there we go, show desktop. So show desktop, close. Now this Whisker menu, I'm going to give it like a bit of a Windows feel. So what I'm going to do is go to let's go to Google Images, Windows Start Menu, icon PNG. PNG sort of has a transparent background. So let's have a look at what we've got here. Now this one's not bad. Now that looks transparent. It used to have these little things on the back. It's changed now the way they show it. So I'm pretty sure that's transparent. So right click on that image, save image as, let's go to pictures, Windows PNG, save. So then what we do is right click, go to properties, click on this icon, I don't know what happened there, go to image files, pictures, Windows icon, OK. So there you have a Windows icon. If you prefer a Windows icon, that looks quite good. So now we're getting a pretty slick looking desktop here. And as you can see, these two both hide themselves, so that's quite handy. So the other thing we can do is if we right click and go to create URL link. Now also the other thing you want to do is, this is one of the things I really like to do. I've got the .wallpaper, so what I'm going to do is create another folder, call it .launcher icons. So in my pictures, I'm going to move this, so I may have to select it again, cut that, go back here, go to .wallpaper, sorry, not .launcher icons, paste. So I'm not sure if that's going to follow that link. Let's just check it out. Properties, yeah, it's not there. So if we was to restart, it wouldn't have an icon. So I don't know what's taken that so long to open up. Oh, there we go. So we go to image files, home, .launcher icons, and OK. So now all our, it's like having system files, but it's not in the root partition of the system. So, and it's hidden, it's out of the way. No one can automatically delete it. It's a hidden folder unless you show hidden folders. So now, if we go back to Google again, images, YouTube icon PNG. Now the icon size doesn't matter. I wouldn't go any more than 500 really. It's probably not good to go any more than that. So this one here, let's have a look at this one. Make sure it's a transparent background. You can see that white stuff in the background. So that's definitely transparent. So right click, save image as. Let's take it directly to our .launcher icons, YouTube PNG, save. So I'm going to use, cancel that. So I'm going to use YouTube as an example here. We're going to create URL link, call it YouTube with a capital Y if you like. That's just the name. The URL is www.youtube.com. If you don't know the URL, go to it, go to the website and highlight this and copy and paste into here. We'll choose an icon. That's taken a long time to open, that one. I'm not sure why it's taking so long. Image files, home, .launcher icons, YouTube, OK, create, show desktop. So now we have our YouTube, mark executable, and that takes us directly to YouTube with a URL link. So that's one way of doing that, but I don't think we can add that to our, we can't add that to our menu. So what we're going to do is type in menu editor, now this is called Menu Libre, about Menu Libre. So if you don't have that on the XFCE desktop that you're running, because they are all different, you can go to your terminal and type sudo apt install menu, oops, it's all one word, menu Libre, password. You can see it's already installed, so that's how you would install that. So once again, go to your menu and type menu, and you'll get menu editor. That is the menu Libre. So what you can do here is obviously anything, it'll be under internet. So we go to internet, click on the plus button, add launcher. Go to here, browse icons. We go to our cancel that. Browse icons, browse files. Go to our home folder, .launcher icons, YouTube, okay. New launcher, click on that, call it YouTube. I think I've demonstrated this in the Mate desktop, it's very similar because that's got the menu. I had the menu Libre in that as well. Now the command is Firefox, which is what we're using, space www.youtube.com. So Firefox is the command. Now if you want to know what the command of an application is, go to your file system, user, share, applications. Now if you right click on any of these applications, so let's take our file manager for example, go to properties, go to permissions, launcher, and the command for that is thuna-settings. So if we was to type that into here, thuna-settings, it'll run that command. And there you go, there's your settings for Thuna. So it's the same with any of these here. So if we look for Firefox, for example, if I can find it, there it is. Right click on Firefox, go to properties, go to launcher and Firefox. So it's got the %U, you don't need to worry about that. Firefox is definitely the command and I can show you that. We go to here, we type in Firefox and there we go, it opens up Firefox. So that's the command. So that's how you find the command of any application, unless it's a custom application that's been stored in file system opt. Some of them store an opt, I've noticed, but very rare, but just depends how it's installed. So Firefox space and the URL, click on save. Now that is in our menu, YouTube, and there's YouTube. So there we go. So now what we can do is if we go to Internet YouTube, we can put it in favorites. So YouTube's directly in favorites. We can right click, we can add it to the desktop, or we can add it to panel. So let's add it to the panel. Now it's going to ask us which panel. We'll go panel 2, add. Now we've got YouTube on the panel. So that adding it to the menu is a little bit tougher because you've got to know the commands and so forth. But once it's in the menu, so this one here is good, but you're going to have icons all over your desktop. So if you don't want icons all over your desktop, the easiest way, I'm going to move that to rubbish. The better way is to put it in your menu. So then you've got the flexibility of putting it on any panel, anywhere, on the desktop, in your favorites, and job done. So what I'm going to do here is remove this clock. I don't need that anymore. Got a clock up top there. It's a nice one too. So now the other thing I'm going to show you is if you hit your super key, for some reason, control, what is it? Control and escape. If you press the control escape menu, that is what opens your menu, not the Windows super key. So what we need to do is we type keyboard, open your keyboard, go to application shortcuts, and what we're looking for is we're looking for the XFCE-pop-up-Whisker Menu. And as you can see, control escape is the shortcut that's been assigned to that key. So what we're going to do is edit that. No, we're not going to edit it. We're going to double click. Press now the keyboard keys you want to use. I'm going to press the Windows key or the super key. And now you can see Super L. So it's the super key on the left hand side that I've pressed. Some keyboards probably have a super key on both sides. Close that. Now I'll press the super key. And now you can open your menu with the super key. That's really handy. So I think we've got a pretty good looking desktop here, no doubt. And the only thing limiting you here is your imagination, because you could have your desktop. And I was watching Dust Geek, and he had a nice little setup with his panels separated up the top. So if you wanted to look at the way someone else does their desktop, check out Dust Geek. He was just doing a video on XFCE, and he really likes XFCE, so you might learn something from him as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install Google Chrome. Now I know I've got it here somewhere, it's probably on one of these. Google Chrome stable, copy that to my documents or downloads, paste. So that's installed Google Chrome. That's a .deb file, so any .deb files is like clicking on a .exe file in Windows. Install. So Google Chrome has installed. Okay. So we have Google Chrome. No, I don't want to do none of that at the moment. So we have Google Chrome installed. So one thing I want to do here is go to Menu Editor again. Now if I was to make under Internet, add launcher, now we need to go to Firefox. Go back to home page, Google, images, distro watch, icon PNG. Still got a lot of screen tearing there, unfortunate. Not many icons for distro watch. Can't be very popular. Okay, so is not very attractive as this one is. I will download that one anyway. Save image as distro watch under launcher icons. Let's go to browse files. home folder, launcher icons, distro watch. It's new launcher, distro watch. And the command is Firefox space. Now what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you another little trick that we can do with these launcher type things. So we can go Firefox -new -window and then HTTPS, actually I'll probably just find it anyway, www.distrowatch.com, save launcher. Now what that'll do is if I open up YouTube, then I go to Internet and open up DistroWatch, it opens up in a new window. So if you want something opened in a different window, that's the best way to do it. It's only got DistroWatch there, it's not HTTPS. So let's go to menu editor again. Internet, DistroWatch. Save launcher. DistroWatch. There we go, in a new window. So it's probably best to put the HTTPS in that. So it finds the secured website. And there's our other window there. So if we go to Internet again, we add a new launcher again, we do another YouTube. YouTube Chrome, say, command HTTP. So now we want to do Google Chrome. So we go to our user file system, user, share, applications, look for Google Chrome, right click, properties, launcher, Google Chrome stable, we'll see if that works. Google-Chrome-stable. So that's our command. So our command is Google-Chrome-stable https www.youtube.com. Save launcher. So now in Internet we have YouTube Chrome. And there we go. So under Menu Libre, I've created, now that I've installed Google Chrome, I go to Internet, I've done a DistroWatch Chrome and a YouTube Chrome. So the YouTube Chrome just opens with Google Chrome, and the DistroWatch one opens up with a new window. So if I open up YouTube Chrome, now if I open up DistroWatch Chrome, now that's opened in a new window because I've asked it to open in a new window. Now interesting to see if we open up YouTube Chrome again, Now that's calling for the same window because I didn't ask it to open in a new window. So if we have a look at Menu Libre, Google Chrome stable, let's have a look at YouTube Chrome, Google Chrome stable. So if you want each one to open in a new window, you have to put the -new -window command first after the application command, and then the URL, and then they'll all open up in different windows. If not, if you just have the command without that, then they'll all open up in different tabs. Just depends how you like to have it. You might not even like to do it that way. So that's just another little tweak you can do for your personal little websites that you visit quite regular. So that was tweaking the XFCE Desktop. Thank you for watching.